Hi guys, Tom McGrath here. Here's an alternative draw for you and carry position for kukri when worn on the cross draw position. Now the traditional way to draw a kukri, this is a traditional one from Nepal, imported by Knives by Hand, very nice, I like this one a lot, would be to have it mounted on the belt in a cross draw position. You'd have your sidearm, your firearm on your right hip, and this would be on your left hip, right? And then you would grab it, I'll hold it up to the camera, you could see better. You grab it flat fingered, so if that cutting edge does go through the wooden scabbard, you're less likely to cut yourself, right? What I like to do though, when I'm training with this or practicing with this, I'll often take it out into the woods near my home at some hiking trails, these public trails where people they might have been walking with their little kids. I don't want to walk around with a big exposed blade. So I'll have the kukri in my backpack, go out and put it on in the parking lot, go out on a trail, get far away from the public, and then put this on, right? I do like to carry it to my workout area because especially this time of year, there's a lot of vines and new growth growing on the trail that hasn't been cleared yet. And up here we have ticks with Lyme disease and Ehrlichia, which is a very nasty viral disease. So I want to clear those away and not just touch them, right? Just brush them away. So I'll put my kukri on a baldric, which is basically just a strap that goes around your neck diagonally. And I'll take it and I'll put it in my belt inside my pants so the bottom does not show. And with a day pack or backpack on, very rare that I would actually notice the handle there. Then if I see some brush that needs to be cleared out of my way, I can go and do my draw, cut, and then if I don't see any brush, I can put this back. But if, say, several steps down the trail, I see, oh, there's some more things I have to clear, then instead of walking, with the kukri obviously in my hand to that area, what I like to do is take it and bring it up to a horizontal position underneath my arm. This is a guard you'll see the Gurkhas themselves use. And I like it because if I'm traveling in the woods, walking, I call it a walking guard. You're less likely to draw attention. From the side, it's hard to see under my arm. All you're seeing is a cutting edge. If anyone's at any kind of distance, it's unlikely for them to notice that. If I'm facing forward, all they'll see is a pommel. If they're coming down the trail opposite to me, coming towards me, and they're not likely to see what this is or notice what it is. And of course, if it really gets crowded, I could probably darken that with a piece of tape or whatnot, and that might give me time to go and turn around and see it before they get too close. And then usually a friendly wave hi, nice personality, and they won't think anything of it, and you keep going what you're doing. The advantage to this position, as opposed to obvious guards in terms of a combat position, right, is it's less fatigue in the muscles, it's concealed. And let me put this away and I'll show you. To me, it's related very much to how we would teach a low guard or a low carry with firearms, with a handgun. So when we teach, I used to be a range officer for my department, we teach a low guard or low carry with the handgun pointed about 45 degrees down. And this way, if you're clearing a building, you don't see any obvious threats yet. It's close to the body. If I have to make a turn on a corner or look inside a doorway, I don't have the arms out here. When I go around a corner, I have all this long length to announce my presence before my eyes can get around and see into the room, right? Where if I'm close in here, I can match my eyes with my handgun and kind of see what's going on, right? So very similar with the guard here. If you have to, say you're somewhere and all you have is a kukri or any kind of heavy blade, or even a crowbar or some metal pipe, you might put it under here as you're clearing the building. What's that bump in the middle of the night and you're, somewhere where you don't have a handgun available or you don't want a handgun. You can carry down here and it's still accessible to you, with any kind of big blade or a crowbar, metal pipe, whatever, flashlight, heavy, longer flashlight, the old-fashioned types. You have this guarding against a forehand diagonal down strike, which is the most common strike an opponent might use, and it's easy to get into position. You could even do this with a small tactile flashlight in this hand, shining, and then, you know, somebody comes up on you, you can guard with that and then hit. So it's a nice position as a semi-concealed stance, and it's easier to walk around with, and probably a little better tactically to walk around with than having it out here, or a high guard, which, you know, if you're in a basement, can be problematic, in a house, in a forest with low-hanging branches, whatever. So it's a good alternative if you have to, let's say, patrol with a large blade than some of your more obvious stances. So you'll see the Gurkhas do this. We'll do this with our short swords in Pekiti-Tirsia. A lot of people who have short, heavy blades will do this kind of stance, I've noticed as looking around. So it's one alternative for you to use with any type of tool of this size and weight. Thank you.